Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Oh, this is kind of weird, actually. I haven't used this layout in a hot minute, and my camera's right in the middle of that screen. That's weird. Okay, hello, me. Meet the real me. My hat is sideways. Whatever. Is it my hat? I don't know. Hi. Welcome back. Today, look what we're doing. Shiny hunting. We're doing stuff. Yeah, this is gonna get real distracting. I'm gonna be looking at this rather than this. Yeah, that's gonna be. Anyway, so we're back. We're hunting type Null. That is the goal of today. I look fucking lopsided. What is going on? What is this? Is it? I think it's the hat. This is really gonna bug me. Is it the... What the fuck is happening? Whatever. Anyway, sorry, I'm all kinds of scatterbrain right now. Right, we're hunting type Null. It's basically a gift Pokemon, so what we're doing here, because Sun and Moon does things a little weirdly, well, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, does things a little weirdly in that the Shiny Charm only applies to most things except for like 3 things. One thing, another thing, and another thing, 3 things. It basically only applies to to pretty much everything normally. Those 3 things are gift Pokemon, specifically Poipole, the Ash Hat Pikachu, and the type Null. So that's why I'm running for essentially duplicate saves here. They're all exactly the same here with this passport. Exactly the same. I'm just running 4 separate instances of the same save file because the Shiny Charm doesn't affect this, and we don't have time to fuck around because Pokemon Bank is shutting down in about 6 months or so, roughly. So, PSA, get all of your hunts done, and get them on over, because there's not really going to be any way to bring them to the Switch anymore after that point, so there's not really much of a point in doing these hunts anymore. So, isn't that just lovely? We love that. So, yes. Yeah, so today we're basically just going to be doing some soft reset hunts. The usual thing, I've got my little buttons here. We're starting off at 20 encounters because we did start doing a type Null hunt many moons ago, probably like a year ago or something now. And this is one of the more difficult ones to get through, just because it's literally just talking to an NPC, checking, all that stuff. But yeah, so we're starting off like a little bit, into the hunt technically, but don't worry about that. It's fine. See, hey Shady, that's 2 months into my 40th year. Rip Pokermans and rip to my youth, indeed. And this is the 30th anniversary this year of Pokemon. I saw someone else put it as this doesn't really feel like an anniversary year. This feels like a funeral. And I can't say I disagree. So that's fun. But yeah, I suppose we'll just get started here. So one thing that is worth noting is that the emulator can crash. Of course it can. So it might be a little plus or minus whether or not I actually notice. The count being plus or minus, 1, 2 to 4, I don't know. So yeah. I think we're basically ready to start going here. I should just be able to just talk to this one person here. I should be able to get a type null. We hit the count, and I'm gonna shit a brick if it's the first one. It is not the first one. It is not. So, as per usual, it's our regular soft reset hunt where we basically just push the button all the time, the whole time. There is unfortunately, I believe, no speed up with this emulator, so we can't make this go any faster. I'm really hoping we get this done real fucking fast because I need to start hunting Stakataka as well. So there's a bunch of Pokemon that I still need to hunt in this game in particular. But in Gen 7 as well, just generally, there's a bunch of Pokemon we still need to hunt. We need to do all of the Ultra Beasts because that's fun. We need to do that. We need to get the rest of the legends that we can get, that aren't exclusive to the Crown Tundra in Sword and Shield. Because we can worry about Sword and Shield and the Switch stuff later. We can worry about all of that much, much later. We don't have to care. We need to focus entirely on Gens 1 through 7, because so I need to do, and this will probably be something unless I figure out how to emulate Pokemon Crystal, I'll probably do that on my own time, but I've got to do an entire playthrough of Pokemon Crystal to get the Celebi, to then hunt that regularly, constantly. Nope. And so we got to do that. I need to go through a playthrough of both Oros. It's either I do a full playthrough of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, or I do a full playthrough of one of these games again, so that I can get the other Tornadus or Thundurus, whichever one my copy of Sapphire does not have. We have a list. We have quite a big list. So this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna suck. 6 months. 6 months, boys. We can do it. We can do it. Yep. So it's probably going to be a little like gamer face a little bit, throughout a bunch of this. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about or talk to. So we're just kind of chilling. We're just doing this. We need to just get all this stuff done. It is what it is. We should do you know what? We should do a playthrough of Crystal at some point here. That would be fun. Do a playthrough of Crystal, do a playthrough of, maybe Omega Ruby? Just because I can? Yeah, I don't know. So we're going to be going through these 4 at a time, so hopefully, even though the Shiny Charm doesn't work, hopefully we get it relatively quickly. I know we got the other type null, like, within 400 encounters or so? I think it was 390 something. So, fingers crossed that we get it, like, right now. Nope. Then we have to figure out which one it is. So that'll be fun. Thankfully, we don't have to do any sort of, like, save state nonsense in case we fail it. It's just simple as figuring out which one has it, and then nabbing it. The shiny will basically be, as you can see down on the bottom there, there's like a little bit on its little horn thing, question mark, and in its tail that is normally gray, but is gold here. So, yeah. Type Null is basically he's actually he's not really a legendary, but he's kind of is, not really. It's kind of confusing. He's closer to like where they got really funky with legendaries in this game. He's meant to be basically like a weird clone of Arceus. So, clone genetic engineered creature to like be Arceus or combat Arceus or something like that, but he's meant to mimic him. It was like Ultra Beast Slayer or something like that was its nickname. So it's meant to kill Ultra Beasts by like emulating Arceus. Really, really interesting. But yeah, so it does evolve, and it doesn't change much when it evolves. It basically loses its shackle on its face and kind of becomes like a cute little puppy monster. Kind of cool. And we love it. I think I've already got, like, I've got the regular type Null. I've got the regular shiny one. I haven't evolved it or anything. So I think this one is good to evolve. We'll have to double check. Also, not another one there. Puppy monkey baby? No. More so... not monkey? More so monster than monkey. I don't know. He's like puppy fish griffin. Which sounds insane, but... yeah. I'm like, the thing about this that kind of kills it for me is like, sure, I'm still a little bit burnt out, I think, with shiny hunting, at least. I don't know. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know. The thing that kills it for me is that I don't feel excited to do this. I feel like I have a gun pointed at me. Like, you have until this time. And sure, it's on me for not doing this sooner. But like, goddamn Nintendo. It's like, is it even Nintendo or is it the Pokemon Company at this point? I don't know who's in charge, who's making this decision. It doesn't really matter. Whoever it is, get bent. You make billions of dollars a year. Millions a year, at the very least. Tens, hundreds of millions of dollars a year from your merchandise and all that shit. You couldn't keep a server running? Oh no, but the price of RAM, I don't care. I don't care. Couldn't keep a fucking server running. Better yet, why you couldn't make this like you couldn't spend the time to give us another option, like a physical like merchandise item to be able to transfer with. Would have been fucking killer. A, or B, you could have made this like a over Wi-Fi sort of thing. Like you could have changed up what Bank did instead of like, you could have changed it up from being a server, like basically being a server thing, and made it all, how would I put it? A local instance, a local install? Local storage, that's the word I'm looking for. Local storage on the DS itself for all your mods. And then you connect to Wi-Fi, like through, you know, to home and your fucking thing by like doing like a little like 3DS to Switch action, and you win. There you go. That's how you transfer. But no. Also, did I... Hold on. Yeah, we're good. Our count is accurate already. I'm so good at this. Boop. Oh look, I've received a type Null. Yeah, I'm not excited to shiny hunt right now. I'm anxious. I'm anxious to get it over with. It's like I'm already anticipating the when it happens. It's gonna be the most like mundane, no reaction thing. It's gonna be so lame. Well, it has to get done. For whatever reason, I cannot access the Nintendo Store on my Switch 2. I am hoping they are working on an update because the connectivity areas of the system are struggling at the moment. There's probably something going on, some sort of like server maintenance or whatever, you know? There's probably something fucky. I can't corroborate and see if whether it's like, you know, I can't corroborate and see if it's like, more than just your system. Because I don't have my Switch 2, but ease what it is on that count. Was it just like a tiny little, like, was that just a tiny little song, or was that like a whole other thing? What the hell just happened there? Recently played. Okay, no, it was a whole part of the actual song. Just that little dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Funky. Alright. I mean, we're about 15 minutes in. We've already got 100 encounters. I'm feeling... I think we'll make decent time at least. Even if this extends, you know, just over several days. This will be good. Oh, that's also another thing. We got to hunt Darkrai and Shaman. Which means I gotta go move everything from... I gotta move everything from my copy of Platinum, and like I have to figure out how to get the DNS stuff to work on there. And so we can hunt everything there. And I need to move my copy of Pearl over here as well. I think we already... Thinking about that, maybe I already did. Wait a minute, what is the actual difference in the shiny? Like, the gray on the fin and its little, like, horn thing is gold. It's very subtle. Also, the gray is a little... The gray of its fur is a little bit less gray and more gold. Very desaturated, though. Why was there a delay between those two? That's funky. Every once in a while, I gotta make sure my... Yep, okay, those instances are still running. That's good. Yeah, there's like a slight delay sometimes. Alrighty. It is entirely possible that I will soft reset over it because it is quite subtle, but that's fine. We're gonna have a very similar problem with Regice as well. With Regice, it's like a slightly more saturated shade of blue, I think. For some reason, I don't know why it's not another color altogether, like green or something, or I think yellow, like yellow ice would have been hilarious for Regice, but I can see why they wouldn't do that. Red would have been cool too, but again, Yeah. All right. 1 null. Yep. So I think what's gonna, like, I've got a list here. I've got a text list here, basically, of like all the things that I still need to do here. It's on my desktop. Let me see here. Whoops. Desktop file folders, because I can't really see my desktop from here. Let me see here. There's a lot of stuff on here, man. God damn. It should be... Is it under S? Like shiny stream... Survey... Trade chat... There should be something on my desk. There should be a text file I'm supposed to be staring at. Probably looking right at it. There it is. Okay, so we've got Type Null that we're working on now. We've got Celebi and Crystal, which means a full playthrough of Crystal, because I've never played Crystal outside of like the first maybe couple hours of it. I never actually finished it. And that was years ago, so I might as well restart, right? So new playthrough of Crystal, we can do that on the channel. We still need another Thunderous and Tornadus for their Therian forms. We can get both Landorus Therians in these games, so that's both Landorus and its Therian in these games, so that's good. We need to get basically all the Ultra Wormhole Legends as we can, so I don't have to hunt them in other games in other ways that are not as fun or as good. Like Dynamax Adventures, if I can avoid any of the regular legendaries from there, if I can, I will. That would be delightful. Okay, so we've got to also get the Ultra Wormhole Ultra Beasts. We've got to get Nihilego, Buzzwole, Pheromosa, Xurkitree, Celesteela, Kartana, Guzzlord, and Stakataka. We also need Darkrai and Shaman. And we also got to get some extra DNS mystery gifts because we still can. Like Victini, for example. And I believe I've got Genesect already, and there might be a way to get the shiny Genesect, so we'll see about that. I don't remember if there's a shiny Genesect like distribution in the US, so that might be a little bit iffy. But yeah, so yeah, that is a list, and it's not the whole list. There could be more. We might be able to, like, that is what we need to focus on, though. There could be lots of other things that we should be able to squeeze in there just because it's fun, it's easy, it's good. I kind of wanted to do more SOS chaining, but frankly, I need to focus on the other things. The SOS chaining would be nice, it would be fun. I would love to do some Furfro, like, SOS chaining. I think I've even got all of the Miniors, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but if I haven't, we can do that. That might be interesting. Which I think I can just do from breeding, so that's fine. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like anything else that would be interesting. I've already got Poipole and Naganadel taken care of. I've got one Type Null already, so we just need to do one more. But yeah. We've got our work cut out for us. We've got 6 months. I think we can do it. We're going to be streaming this a lot. And hopefully we need to get very, very lucky. Celebi, Darkrai, and 2 Shamans are going to be probably the worst, the most time consuming. That one's going to be rough. Unless I can find like 2 copies of BDSP that if I can find 2 copies of BDSP from a specific, like, update, like, revision, and don't update it, we should, like, I might be able to glitch my way to get Shaman. But failing that, which isn't likely. My eye is suddenly very itchy, like right here. My bad. Don't mess with that. That's a bad idea. Yeah, so we're gonna have to stick with Platinum and I think Pearl, unless we do a second playthrough of Platinum, which wouldn't take me very long to do, actually, because I could just go in like with. Are you gonna be okay streaming this so much, just looking for your mood, mental health? Probably not. I'll probably will have to take breaks and do other things in between, but I don't really have a choice. I will be forever locked out of this. I will be forever locked out of doing these hunts until they put Sun and Moon or Crystal or what have you on the Switch. So until then, we will be locked out. And I don't want to wait years for that. I don't, because like they're gonna do Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or at least starting with Ruby and Sapphire and probably Emerald later, to be honest. They're probably gonna do that, but they're gonna announce those on Pokemon Day next year. That's almost a guarantee. And also, hello, Rat. Smashes axe through the door. Here's Johnny. That means Zelthor is Shelley Duvall, terrified in a bathroom. I mean, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate, actually. It feels about right. That feels about fucking right. Yeah. So yeah, we're basically gonna be, we're gonna have to go hard on this. There's a few things I want to do, like in the meantime and all that. Like, I'll need to take breaks doing something else, but I think we're gonna be focused on Pokemon for a little bit. I need to get another playthrough of East 10 in here at some point before the sale is over, which actually might be really soon. I think it's September or August. Yeah, who cares at that point? There's like a sale going on basically for East 10 where it's like 30% off or something because I already own the original version of East 10 rather than the new remaster, and because I just haven't been able to pick up the Scratch, I just haven't, you know, gotten my hands on it. And I think that wears off in like mid-August or September or something like that. Meh, whatever. Your shiny hunting is a scene from the movie The Shining. It's really, I get it now. I approve. I approve. I forgot to turn off the translation thing. I'm noticing that now. Can I do that now? Additional settings. Can I like disable that right now? Customization. There we go. Live chat translation. Save. Perfect. We love that for us. None of that silly business. Actually, how much is that that East thing? Let's take a look at these and see how it goes, and then I'll open up Steam. I need to see when that that deal wears off for me. Ideally, I'd like to get it before that deal wears off, but will that actually happen? I don't know. Yeah, $46. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, 34% off because I already own the original version. Let's see. And how long does this last? Does it have a date still? Why are you playing music? Then I don't want you to play music. Until August 31st. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, so that's fun. All right. I'm not gonna be able to get that. Whatever, who cares? That's what I get for waiting so long. All right, let's see. Got a tiny electronic screwdriver today. Amazon delivers packages at weird times. It shows up at 8. It showed up at 8:30 at night. That is fucking weird. $8:30 at night. That's kind of wild, actually. Okay, good. That's not it. Usually anything delivered around here is by 6 p.m. or shows up the next day. Yeah, that's usually how it would be here too. They've always given estimates like, oh, it could be up to 10 p.m. But it's like that I've never seen them around here like anywhere beyond 6 o'clock, you know? Why are you showing the game in quadruplet? Okay, so basically it's a situation of it's 4 separate instances of my save file so it's a little cheaty, but I really don't care because the shiny charm normally would cut your shiny odds in a fourth, basically, roughly, you know? So it would cut your shiny odds to about a fourth of what they normally would be. So 1 in 1096, I think is what it is. Something like that. I don't remember, but right around that, right? For whatever reason, the shiny charm does not work with 3 specific gift Pokemon in this game. And the way I'm going around that, or getting around it, is by doing 4 separate instances of the save file using my emulator to basically just run 4 instances, and we're just hunting 4 times, basically. I'm giving myself a pseudo shiny charm to do this. It's a little cheatsy doodly, but again, bank is shutting down in 6 months, and I don't really care. I also didn't need to justify it that way the last time I was doing this, because I've done this before. And I don't care. It's the shiny charm, like, not working thing is my justification. This is just what I'm doing to make it go faster. When I first started this hunt, specifically, when I started this hunt, for this type null, this specific one on this save file, I did do it individually. Like, I did one single save file, one single screen. So we were doing it 1 by 1 by 1. And we got to about 20 encounters, and then we, killed the stream that day, and I never went back to it. So we're coming back to it because we have a time limit now, and we're knocking this shit out. That's what's happening. Last type null was done in under 400 encounters, so I'm hoping. when it comes to things like when it comes to regular encounters where the shiny charm would naturally affect them, I will not be doing like the multiples of the screen unless it starts taking a really, really long time, like Virizion, where it took like 8 streams or something like that and like 4,000 encounters or whatever. And I was doing that on 2 separate save files. So 2 instances technically, but it was 2 separate save files, so it was still totally above board. I've not yet resorted to doing the 4x layout in order to do that, but I'm not above it now. I have no time. This makes me think you're a long-lost member of the Brady Bunch. Yeah. I've quite a big list in terms of what we're hunting. Like if you were here earlier in the stream, you've already heard the list. You've already heard me repeat the same things 7 times already by now. But yeah, I'm really annoyed about the bank closure. Like, it's expected, but I would have also expected an alternative rather than just completely disconnecting like 70% of the games from the other. Like, we've had 20 years of precedent for this, of all of our games can link to the other games. Actually, 25 years, really. No. 2002 to 2007. Right around that range. It's from 2002 to 2007. That is when that first thing started happening, because I think 2002 was the Japanese release, I think, roughly, of Ruby and Sapphire, right? So then you go from there to 2005, where you have Leaf Fire Red and Leaf Green, at least here in the States, if I remember correctly. And then you get to 2007 is when Diamond and Pearl came out, and you could transfer everything from Gen 3 to Gen 4. And from there, we always had some way of transferring everything over. Not anymore. That's basically... You're basically only gonna get to... If you have the hardware, you can transfer things from Generation 2 all the way to 5. And that's where the best chunk of time, the best continuous chunk of time you're gonna get with transferring all your mons up, right? You're basically... Going from 5 to 6 will be impossible without some, like, home-brewed method or whatever. Going from 6 to 7 will be impossible without home-brewed hardware. And software, actually. Yeah, this is gonna suck. And Generation 1 and 2, Generation 1 to 2, and then into, the rest from Bank, is also a problem, because we had Generation 1 and 2 available through Virtual Console, and that's gone. Morning, Chris. How you doing? Lou. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's really fucking sad. Pretty good? Excellent. Good to hear. This also doesn't, like, everyone's basically, like, gone to, they've started looking at every, like, aspect of being able to transfer games over, all the small communities and everything like that really aren't all that, they're not large, right? But, like, one of the bigger ones is, like, a lot of there are, like, dex completion challenges that will no longer be possible, like, because it basically revolves around catching the Pokemon in the game. You also won't be able to do your Ribbon Masters. It's rough. It's really depressing. Again, like, we knew it was coming. We just would have liked to, like, I legitimately would have appreciated, like, being, like, they're creating a problem. Now they're selling us, they will be selling a solution in, like, the scummiest way possible. Like, if they gave us, like, here, we're shutting this down, get your things onto your main games ahead of time. Relax, you know, we will link the data somehow to, like, we'll send you a data packet or whatever whenever you try and connect post shutdown, so you can get everything back. I don't know how this works. So you can get everything back in case you didn't get there in time, and then you now have it locally stored on your system, and then you take this specific, like, hardware device that you plug in, or you connect via, via internet. I don't have my DS, it's over there, and my Switch is over here, asleep. You connect, like, via internet to home, and just locally, over your own Wi-Fi, and then bam, you can transfer that way. That would have been fine. That would have been good. Like, $20 for this little peripheral to do this. Okay. Whatever. That's fine. I don't care. That's fine. Instead, what they're doing is the same kind of shit Sony is doing with the everything will be digital only, no more physical copies. What they're doing is they're going to start, now that they're cutting off officially, like, all of our old physical copies of these games, or even the emulated, you know, what have you, right? Now that they're cutting all of this off, they can start selling you the games again, digital only, through their eShop, which they have the power to just revoke at any time. They're doing the same thing. It's... "30 years of Poker Man." It fucking feels like a funeral. And I'm really annoyed by that. 30th anniversary of the series, and there's nothing but bad news. It's... And remember, they're shutting this service down 2 days before the 31st anniversary. Because fuck you. Did I? No, I definitely didn't use the counter. Okay, there we go. Glad my stream is a little bit behind on, like, the like, my preview of the stream, you know, on the back end of YouTube. Glad it's a little behind. I can kind of just see it now. So yeah, we have 6 months to hunt. 6 months to, like, if you're interested in doing the Ribbon Master Challenge, like, you've got 6 months to mainline that shit. Otherwise, you're out of luck. No longer possible. And I really wish I had done that ahead of time. I really wish I had done some of this stuff ahead of time. Again, I've had years. I've had access to these games. I've never played Coliseum, even though my brother did have a copy of Coliseum on the GameCube with a GameCube. I borrowed it for a while. I didn't play it. I could have. technically speaking, I suppose I could actually emulate it and transfer through there. So we could still Ribbon Master if I was industrious. But can you actually do this like with a single Pokemon in 6 months? Probably. You gotta speedrun that shit. God help you if you shiny hunt that thing. And there's only a limited number of Pokemon that are actually available, like in every game. Very, very small. So like the current list of like all the Pokemon that can get every ribbon is like, it's like maybe like, what is it, like 20 of them? It's a handful. There was someone in the chat probably 6 months ago, a year ago, something like that. There was someone in the chat. I think might have been while we were talking about playing Xenoblade or doing a shiny hunt or something, where someone was doing a Sudowoodo ribbon like a Sudowoodo shiny hunt to then Ribbon Master or something like that. And they gotta be fucking. They gotta be fueling that time limit now. Man. That's something I should look up. That would be another thing, because I still need to play through Crystal and several other games like at the same time. Alright, Shady. I'll allow it. This time. I need to turn off one of these fans. Yo, I think that'll help me out here. My fat waddling ass. Let's see. Ginger. Hello. Yo, yo, yo. What's poppin'? What's poppin', Playboy? How you doing? Nope. Not another type null. Good, good. Excellent, excellent. Think about it. I mean, there's a bunch of mons that I actually can get through the Ultra Wormhole that just like the regular ones I don't actually need to care about because we can get them through like ZA or whatever, right? So like... I'm also here to give some advice. Okay. I'm listening. Whether or not I'll actually, like, I'm listening, I'll hear it. But whether or not I follow through is another question. You can skip the intro cutscene as soon as the crystal appears. Yeah. I can't, I have to be a little, like, I'm kind of doing this, like, so I'm doing this through, like, 4 separate instances of an emulator, basically. So it's not quite always synced up. There's like a little bit of lag in between each one. For whatever reason, randomly, not always, sometimes, right? So sometimes I can, if I just spam the button, I can kind of desync it a little bit, and it's not amazing. So I kind of just operate on a, like, once I see the crystal, like once everything, like once all 4 of them, excuse me. Like, it's kind of, it's a little wonky. You see how desynced some of that was? Because I was spamming. No, don't worry about it. I appreciate it. You're good. You're good. And part of it is also I'm just not paying attention. I'm gonna be honest. That's also like probably 60% or more of what's happening there is I'm just not paying attention. Just... Told that to someone hunting poipole. I'm so thankful I don't have to hunt poipole anymore. It helped them a lot, I bet. Try to help in any way I can, and I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. In fact, you know what? What we're gonna do is I'm gonna close my window a fair bit. I'm gonna pour myself some water and all that. I will be right back in just a moment. I'm not even really leaving the room. I'm just, you know what I mean. Anyway, one moment. Okay. I think my allergies are kind of like partly acting up here, so it's like my sinuses are just getting real dry, and it's actually kind of affecting me when I'm trying to talk. Makes it like kind of hard to breathe while talking. Anyway, it's a whole thing. But yeah, so I think the water and shutting the window a little bit will help. Let's see. Yeah, especially before the eShop closes, which I believe the eShop, like, the eShop itself isn't closing. It's technically still available just to re-download all the shit that you've already, like, bought and all that. But, it's just the functionality for bank is just shutting down, which is lame. No, I mean bank. Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. Currently hunting in Ultra Moon right now, not to transfer anything, but just to play. I've been doing a bit of a playthrough. I've been kind of had a playthrough, and this it's literally been like a 6-month-old playthrough, like from like when I started, and then I put it down and shelved it for 6 months, and I've just come back to it now with the news of Alpha Sapphire, that's the title. And basically, it's not necessarily like I'm shiny hunting or anything in it intentionally. You know, post-game I will be. But it's more so I just need to get through the game so I can shiny hunt some other things and just kind of, you know, just wanted to play through the game again. Wanted to try out a new team, like basically focusing like with 1 mega to like focus on, like with Metacham, because I haven't used Metacham in not since a platinum playthrough, like 15 years ago. It's been a long time, so that and Flygon. Been a good time. I'm really disappointed in Flygon, in all honesty. It's not very good. It's not very good. All of its stats are very middling. Its moves don't... meh, you know. No worries, Shady. Do your thing. Go to sleep. I won't take it personally. Totally. Definitely won't. Nope. I'll forgive you. This time. Have a great stream. I will plan on it. Trying to get a shiny toothpaste boy. What's a shiny toothpaste boy? Rowlet. Oh. I see it now. Thanks, I hate it. It's a type null. 4 of them. And they all suck. It's not the one I want. It's lame. It's lame and dumb. With its stupid little... I don't know. I got nothing. Even it's... You know, something I just noticed is that its mask on type null, it's even covering up its little ears on the top here. It's got like little bronze casing for the ears. That's kind of adorable in a really depressing way, actually. This is my first ever recent hunt. I've done a fair few now. My first ever Pokemon 3DS game. Are you a how would I put? Are you a newer player to the series? Like newer like are you, how do I put it? Were you introduced to sort of the more newer games in the series, or some of the older ones, and then skipped some? It's interesting whenever you ask people, like, where they started, and, like, where they're at right now with the series. It's really interesting. Because sometimes you get really, like, a lot of the common answers, a lot are like, I started back in Red and Blue, stopped during the Game Boy Advanced or the DS era, and then came back for Switch, or what have you, and then they go back to the 3DS and like, this is cool. I'm curious. No, I just never had a 3DS. There you go. I personally have basically been stuck with the series since, technically speaking, since I was born, really. But my first ever game that I physically owned was Leaf Green back in like 2005. So yeah, I've basically been stuck with the series since. Missed a few games here and there, was a little late for some. I'm a little late for some now, again. But yeah. You know, it's actually, now that I think about it, I've never really played through Gen 2 properly. I think I played a little bit of Gen 1 properly, but mostly through, like, Fire Red and Leaf Green, honestly, rather than Red, Blue, Yellow. But I've never really played through most of Gold, Silver, Crystal. I have Crystal. We're gonna have to play Crystal for Celebi. Switch had me hooked on Dynamax Raids, Let's Go, and Legends. After that, I started trying to find some, I'm assuming the 3DS games. Lucky enough I did get one, and my uncle gave me the Ultra Moon copy I'm using. Nice. Nice. Also, why is shiny type null piss yellow? I think the idea was for it to be kind of gold. It's sort of aping off of the idea, like aping off of like Arceus. Because his shiny is also gold. But I don't know. There's a lot of questionable, like, this would be a really interesting shiny if we were to go back to the art style of Generation 2 and, like, actually not even, no, excuse me, not Generation 2, I was thinking of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But so if we go back to like Gen 4, right? The art style that we saw there, like where how the shinies were so vibrant, despite, you know, while being a PNG, back in like 2D, the shinies were so vibrant. They ruined Gengar in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, from what I understand, from what I remember, because it used to be way more vibrant until that game. But if we were to go back to the art style there with Type Null, it'd be really interesting to see how vibrant it would have been. Tell me I'm not insane. You're a little insane, but I can see it. I see it. I'm just choosing to not see it. Let me check death counter real fast. And crystals, okay. Let me check my death counter real fast here. Do we have the original Type Null? 392 encounters for the first Type Null that I got. So, here's hoping. It's not much more than that. Okay. I'm fairly certain I double-checked already. I'm fairly certain that I double-checked already that I did not evolve my other Type Null, so we can go ahead and I think we can evolve this one. I'll triple-check again. But once we get it, we'll evolve this Type Null into a Silvally, and that'll be pretty fucking cool. I'm really excited for that. Watching a reset hunt while doing a reset hunt is like reset inception. Yeah. Now you have to do a reset hunt while you reset hunt while watching someone else reset hunt. 2 reset hunts. 1 hunt and another hunt. 2 hunts. Inception, sorry. No, don't worry about it. I figured it out. I am my keyboard is my mobile keyboard is a fucking menace, so I get it. And if I try and figure it out and I get it wrong, then, you know, whoops. But did I reset? I think I did hit the button yet, so I'm gonna hit the button now. Galvanized. Man, it's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be really weird going through these games in the future without the, like, in a regular playthrough and basically being like, well, they're stuck here forever now. It's gonna be really weird. You gotta pull up a stream and pull up a stream. You gotta stream and pull up a stream and hunt at the same time. Yes. Yes. I've been sort of... I've been halfway debating, not gonna lie. I've been halfway debating, at some point here, I've gotta do, just because these can get really boring, if we just sit here and soft reset hunt for like 4 hours, these can get really boring. So, this is where we basically, we stick 2 screens of the game like off to one side and we relegate like another section of the screen of the actual stream canvas or whatever. We relegate that to like a browser, right? And we just watch Financial Audit and we just start yelling at people being yelled at. We just just do some dumb shit like that. We're gonna turn into a fucking React channel. I've half considered it. It's one of those things where it's just like, you start watching Financial Audit, and yes, there will be a massive influx of people also here to watch Financial Audit, basically. This is a thing I've observed with one of my friends doing this. This is why I have the idea, because one of my friends, link down below, for Upside Down Harlot, I believe, Farzuz me, basically, she started doing Financial Audit, Caleb Hammer Financial Audit, like, react streams, basically, and it goes bananas. So I'm like, fuck it, why not? Did I hit the button here? I don't remember if I did. I sure did. Okay. Make it Hunter x Hunter again, or please. I can't really do that. There's a limit. There's a limit to like watching stuff on YouTube, and there's a difference between watching things on YouTube already there, and then, you know, reacting to it while pausing and doing all that sort of stuff, and then watching anime, because I will get obliterated if anime is on my screen at any point from copyright. Obliterated from copyright. That's not happening, unfortunately. I could put it on the bottom screen, I suppose. That'd be what we could do. We could put the bottom screen we could turn the bottom screen into a fucking YouTube browser. A tiny little YouTube browser. Or one of the other screens. That'd be fucking funny. Make it run with a potato. What? Let's see here. What does make it run with a potato mean? What did they mean by this? Oh, look. Wow, 4 type null. Deep fry it until everything is almost unrecognizable and you can't get striked. I would... Maybe. There's a lot of tricks to get around it by with grayscale, inverting, and all this different, you know, sort of stuff. Or mirroring, I should say. And there's all these little tricks. It's just like, that seems like more trouble than it's actually worth. I don't need to watch an anime I don't plan on ever watching. It's just meh. I'd much rather yell at stupid people so that I can feel better about myself. Stupid people on the internet so I can feel better about myself, because I'm not that bad. Which is vain and horrible. But it is affirming. In the intro, you see like 6 pixels of green. It goes like really badly, but to a point it's funny. Good morning, Arms. How are we? How are we this morning? We are type null hunting, as evident already by title and thumbnail and screen. But yes, that is what we're up to. We're chilling. We're chilling. Hope you're doing all right, Arms. Oop. Which reminds me, I need to swap to live chat over here. There we go. I'm good, just woke up. Nice. You? Yeah, we're doing alright. Doing alright. Chilling. Chilling. I'm kind of glad I did take such a long break from doing any sort of shiny hunting. Like, we did a little bit here and there for Verizion like a month or two ago. To actually, you know, to finish that hunt up, and then we stopped. We're like, we're done, right? Sorry for bumping the mic. But now that we have a deadline for how long Bank is going to be open for, we have to keep going. We gotta shiny hunt in these games now. We gotta go. It's time. So, to answer, like, actually what you meant by, like, how are you? It's like, I'm alright. I'm just anxious. I'm going to be anxious for 6 months. Other than that, I'm great. I'm alive. I'm chilling like a villain. And a villain with anxiety. But speaking of villains, did you see the new Doomsday teaser trailer thing? I think there's a little tweet in Eve's Discord, link down below, by the way, I believe. I think there's still a link to that Discord there. There should be a link in the VC text chat like on Twitter. You can probably find it on YouTube for the new teaser with Doom. It's peak. Like the new Avengers movie might actually be peak 2. Because Infinity War and Endgame are the same movie. They're the same movie. Just part 1, part 2. So I count them as, like, they are singular level of peak. We might hit, maybe it's a little lower, but we're still gonna hit the sequel to peak. I think so. Like, there... It looks fucking rad. It looks fucking rad already. This also reminds me, I've got to stop recording, and then I have to go to the other, where is it? The recording files, which is the brand new one that I just made. Oh, Jesus. Computer is having a boomer moment. There's a lot in this folder, so I mean, it's understandable. Fair enough, bud. 814. Yeah, that should be the one here, so we can go ahead and we can just delete that one. Okay. We're gonna let that not happen again. Okay. I like to do my recordings in like hour batches because I'm recording this. So I like to do my recordings in hour batches so that way it isn't like 4 hours that I have to throw into DaVinci to try and edit down like 5 minutes of. You know. Just makes sense. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da. Nope. Do. Yeah, I've run out of things to say. We're just gonna gamer face the rest of the stream, I think. How much battery do I have on my... Okay, we're good. Also need to double check I've still got all 4 instances. We're still good. All right. Excellent. Love to see that. There's so many games I want to replay or play for the first. There's so many games I want to play right now. I'm starting to hit the Minecraft bug, but I know that's gonna last 5 minutes, so I'm just kind of avoiding that. Want to go play fucking... Anytime I listen to the soundtrack for Xenoblade X, I want to go play Xenoblade X. You know? Like... It's too much. I'm very easily influenced. So realistically, what's the amount or percentage that you still need to collect? So, in terms of like the really, really difficult stuff that are exclusive to these games, not a lot. There's still Type Null and basically the Ash Cap Pikachu. There's the Ash Cap Pikachu that you need to scan a QR code for, I think, to get access to. And that's it. That's basically, and it's like, it's one of those weird ones. It's like the only shiny in the game that doesn't actually have a shiny sprite, but it's still considered shiny, and it can be transferred to home. So we still got to do it. We've got to hunt that. It's a really annoying hunt in that it's basically you have to get the Pikachu, and then open up your party, check your party list, and see if it's shiny or not. You won't be able to tell outside of the little marker, you know? So it's not that bad. It's not. However, I am trying to hunt a ton more things in these games just because frankly, it is easiest to hunt them. It is the most painless way to do it. I'm looking to hunt a bunch of legendaries from like the ultra wormholes like we were doing with that stupid pink deer. And various other things like in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we still need like 1 or 2 things. There's a few things that are a lot easy, like a really fun and easy to hunt in those games as well, just because of the different methods in these games as well, with SOS hunt and horde hunts in Gen 6. Lots of really interesting and easy things to do there. And they're all gonna kind of like, those mostly are gonna take a backseat. You know, I'm gonna get the important stuff out of the way. We need to hunt all of our ultra beasts. Except for Blacephalon, because I have that one, which is cool. So we need to hunt those Ultra Beasts. We need to hunt most of the legendaries if I can get them. So things like Regirock, Regice, you know, Ho-Oh, Lugia, you know, what have you, right? Through the Ultra Wormholes. Just because it's the easiest way to do it, and I don't have to do Dynamax Adventures. Because those make me want to hurt myself. They're fine casually, but trying to like actually hunt in them, like for a shiny Pokemon, makes me want to slam my head into a doorknob. In a video game in Minecraft. So yeah, I've already gotten Thundurus and Tornadus. I just need to get a second copy of each of them because they have an alternate form that can be transferred to home. So we need to do that, which is why I'm looking at Alpha Sapphire. We might do a playthrough of Omega Ruby at some point, just because it's fun. We like it. So we might do that. I've been working on a playthrough of Alpha Sapphire, like sort of in the background over 6 months of, well, I say 6 months, but it's like I started it 6 months ago and I kind of just like closed my DS for 6 months. And, you know, so I'm picking that back up now. We also need to do Crystal. We need to do Crystal so we can shiny hunt the Celebi in Crystal. When I might do that on my own time, we'll see. I don't know. Whether or not I can actually, how to emulate Crystal is another question. So we might do that. And that's a full odds hunt. And that sucks. We also have Shaman, 2 Shaman, and a single Darkrai to get our hands on. So we need at least our playthrough of Platinum that we did recently, which is why I did that playthrough of Platinum, to be blunt, is so that we could hunt Shaman and Darkrai at some point. We need to do a hunt there. In that game, and also probably in my copy of Pearl that I've got on this machine as well. So that's lovely, we love that. Those are also full odds. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, there's also the DNS Victini that I need to get. And I think I've got a Genesect, but I might as well get a new one. Just because I can do the DNS stuff. As far as like actual like shiny hunts are concerned, it's basically, oh, there's also Manaphy, which we don't actually have to worry about because we can just do Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearls, Pokedex. I think the base dex gives you a Manaphy in home, a shiny Manaphy. So I think we're good there, and we can get the iPhone Pokemon from that thing. It's Fione, but it's like, I just call it iPhone because it's right there. So yeah, we've got a bit of a list. And it's enough with some of these hunts where 6 months we could either get really lucky or we could get really fucked. And so I'm going to focus on the really difficult stuff first. because all the other things we can hunt otherwise. And eventually we'll be able to hunt them on the Switch because inevitably they will port them over. And I have a at symbol in thing. There we go, I had a notification in Discord. That's unacceptable. So, in a sense, it's not that bad. But in another sense, it's kind of fucking awful. It's the 1 in 8,000 hunts that are gonna be the sucky ones. And with Pearl, in particular, it's gonna be... I almost want to do a second playthrough of Platinum, rather than actually do... I want to do a second playthrough of Platinum rather than do Pearl, almost, because of the speed at which Pearl loads. I haven't actually seen it. The song, like, that is a very slow game, so it might just be worth playing Platinum really, really fast. So, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a bitch. It's gonna be a bitch. When it comes to Darkrai and Shaman, I may employ the same methods as I do here. In that I'm basically I might do because there is no shiny charm prior to Gen, I say 5, but it was Black 2 and White 2, I think, that introduced the shiny charm. So in Black and White, there was no prior to Black 2 and White 2, there is no shiny charm. So we might have to apply the same methods. Also, I didn't hit the button there of doing the 4 screens. That's gonna be interesting. Because I really don't want to sit there for a full odds hunt, one at a time. I really don't think I want to. What I could do, and what I probably should do, is actually just do a separate playthrough of Platinum. Like a second playthrough of it, just do that, and then essentially just... like, I should just do a second playthrough of Platinum. Then I can do it like a double screen situation, totally legit, and it won't actually be... Okay, I'm gonna do that. I think that's what we'll do. At some point here. So we gotta play Crystal, we gotta play Platinum, we gotta play Omega Ruby. We're gonna be busy. We're gonna Pokemon ourselves out, and it's gonna suck. And hopefully within these next 6 months, they announce some, like, due to the backlash, they announce some sort of way to kind of keep the parity. Well, not parity, but to keep the continuity with our old systems, so that we actually don't have to worry about this too much anymore. Like, if they announce a physical device to connect to, I will be happy enough. Because this sucks. Just making sure that we've still got all of our screens here. Okay. What's funny is that I did intend to go back to another I did intend to do some more Pokemon stuff and just kind of got waylaid with some other things. But, like, I wanted to do, like a Pokemon Soul Silver. Like, I wanted to do a playthrough of that, and honestly, I don't really feel like playing through Soul Silver anymore. Just a regular playthrough of it anymore, because there's no, like, part of the whole point of me playing these older games and not doing just full-on, like, randomizers of them, right? Like, on our computer, whatever. Part of the whole point of doing that is so that I can go through the game and build a team, especially stuff I haven't used before, right? Something that works, and then bringing it forward, you know? Maybe I won't even use them, but the point is that I have them, you know? I have the memory. What's the point of... I don't really see the... That's half of the value for me when it comes to replaying these older games, is being able to bring them forward so I can remember. It's just like... Why would I... Like, now basically the only thing that I will derive enjoyment from playing through, like, an older game, especially something like Soul Silver, in particular, will be just doing randomizers. That is the only thing. Which isn't, like, a bad thing and all, it's just kind of lame. So they want me to basically, like, at that point, they basically just want me to delete my save every single time, because I can't really transfer them if I don't have the hardware. If I don't have the bank, I can't transfer them over, so they just want me to delete them, basically. It's like, oh, how far do you want me to... Like, I won't have... I think there is a way for Transporter to work without, like, or a homebrew thing that works like Transporter. Don't think you necessarily need it anymore. But it's one of those things where because you don't have Transporter, like, the link between Gen 5 and Gen 6 is gone. Transporter was a functionality of Bank. Separate app, but it transported things from Gen 5 into Bank, which you can take to Gen 6. It's gone. Poof. Not yet, but soon. So it's like... Great. And again, inevitably, they're going to resell all of these games to us. We can go replay them there. Thanks. And they're gonna be overpriced as hell. They're gonna be overpriced as hell. It's gonna be nickeling and diming every single time. And it's also one of those things that if people try to recreate the Link, Nintendo will throw the hammer. Absolutely, and they've already kind of preemptively thrown the hammer. They were really smart about it in a fucking scummy way. Because currently, as it stands, even if you were to physically transfer them without Home, right? If you don't use Pokemon Home, if you don't use Bank, right? If you use homebrewed software to then transfer them over to a homebrewed Switch 1, right? You can transfer them directly from like Generation 7, like using some software like a PKSM or whatever. You can then drop them into Sword and Shield, right? For example. However, because it was not put in Pokemon Home, it does not have the randomly generated ID that you can't see. The randomly generated 64-digit ID that Home puts on each individual Pokemon the moment they enter Home. So if you try and transfer a Pokemon from something that is supposed to be in Home in order to get to these other places, Home will flag it, and you run the risk of basically bricking your entire save. Or not bricking your save, but more so locking you out of Pokemon Home, the subscription fee that you pay for as well. They lock you out of Home, they lock out your machine, you're cooked. There might be ways around that. People have done it, I think, but it's incredibly tedious. So unless we can find a way to crack how to make our own Home IDs without creating duplicates, Because again, 64 digit. There isn't really, like, I mean, there's, you know? It's a code that they don't show you. You have no way of knowing what it is unless you go into, like, PK Hex, and then, even then, it's like... You might be able, like, thinking about it, you might be able to, like, put a Pokemon into home and then save edit it when you remove them from home and you put it in Sword and Shield and you throw it into fucking PK Hex, you save edit, like basically copy and paste the other stuff, and maybe because it has that home ID already, you might be able to trick it. But that sounds really fucking tedious doing that one by one. Yeah, you're basically cooked at this point in time. Yep. So yeah, Nintendo was basically preemptively thrown the hammer years ago when they did this. Like, how long ago has it been now? At that point, you would be severing yourself from the official method if you want to preserve those Pokemon post-bank closure. Yep. And as a result of that, you can never bring them into with the official method. Because the moment you try and throw them in, like you forget or something, they get flagged. You basically create a second ecosystem in order to do that, and Nintendo will throw the boot. Throw the book? Throw the boot? I don't know, whatever. It's... Unless there's a way to, like, somehow crack home and fool it, like, there's nothing. So what's going to happen is that they're going to release all of these games one by one, or it might be two by one by two by one. Ooga chaka. So like they're gonna do Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, probably. The rumor is that they're gonna announce that on the next coming Pokemon Day, 2 days after the bank closes, by the way. So they're gonna do Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and then eventually they'll do Diamond, Pearl, Leaf Green. Not Leaf Green, what the fuck? Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. The fuck? You know, probably Diamond and Pearl, then Platinum. Then they'll do Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Then they'll do Black and White 2. And then they'll do the 3DS titles. We might be on the Switch 3 before we get to the 3DS titles. Because this is another thing, they do have a patent. They do have a patent for a peripheral screen that you can then plug into the top of the Switch, because they have their charging port. They have an extra USB port on the top, I believe. So you can basically plug in they have a patent for a peripheral screen that you can put in there. So they'll probably do just do like a 2-screen solution for that. If this is gonna be a fun little, like, and they're doing this right at the same time as Sony is pulling their digital-only Nightmare Future. Like, come on. Read the goddamn room. It's so frustrating. Also, I put so much work into these fucking, like, graphic art thing. That's another thing. It's just like, I'm just not going to be able to use these for very much. For very little reasons here coming up here soon. I put so much work into these graphic art backgrounds. They never will. They do not care for the consumers. Nope. They sure fucking don't. Not anymore, at least. Like, what's crazy to me is that this is a company, the Pokemon company, right? They've marketed themselves as like, collect your new friends, you know, make friends with Pokemon and bring them with you to the new games. Over 20 years they've been using that sort of marketing. Almost 30 years, actually. And now suddenly 70% of the games are going to be cut off. And you just won't be able to do that anymore. Alright. Cool. And like, there's a lot of people out there that will stop at certain games at this point because they're like, I hate Pokemon now. I like old Pokemon, I hate new Pokemon, and I hate Nintendo. So they'll be like, Gen 5 is the last good Pokemon game. And I get what they're saying, and I understand, and I'm mocking them because I find them annoying because they're very sanctimonious. I'm definitely not sanctimonious at all. Point is, there's a lot of people out there that have the sentiment of, I'm stopping there from now on. All Pokemon will be stored in Gen 5. All things lead back to Gen 5, and Gen 6 isn't real, and 7 and blah blah blah. Like, we don't bother. We don't care anymore. Everything, we just do everything goes up to Gen 5 now. I don't know. It's pretty sad, actually, that this is the resort. This is the lengths that people are being forced to go to. Because they've basically killed all, like, forward motion after a certain point for a lot of these games. For a lot of these, like, there's so many different little things you can do, like, specifically because you can move things up, right? You can catch Pokemon in a you know, international deck sort of thing, like, specifically from the region they're from the game they're from, and bring them forward into home. There's whole challenges, and like, there's the Ribbon Master thing. Like, there's all these different little things like that are basically being killed off. And I know that these are tiny sections of the community, but this is how you get like a, how do I put this? This is how you get fragmentation. Like, there was already a big split with Dexit. And at the end of the day, this is kind of like the fruition of Dexit. This is it. This is like where Dexit leads to. It's bank closing and all this shit. But like, I don't know. It's really depressing seeing this, because this is now tiny section, admittedly tiny, but sections of the community that are now just, okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself then. We're done. At this point, I'm just going to be going, like, back and forth in a circle. Back and forth in a... Shut up. I'm just going to be repeating the same things, like, in a circular fashion. You know, just on this topic, because it's fresh and I'm annoyed. So, sorry. It's just lame. It's just lame. I miss Iwata. A man I've never met, but, you know, you get it. It does seem like it got so much worse after his passing. It did. It really did. Like, it was noticeable. It was like him and Reggie together were basically like a bulwark against the insanity of investors. And it feels like after a certain point in time, investors have become a investors have become vampires. Wealth extraction vampires. And they're kind of shitty ones at that, because a good vampire will keep their, for lack of a better term, they will keep, like, this is something I hear in like Skyrim or other fantasy settings that involve vampires. They'll keep their cattle. They will keep them. They won't be particularly, you know, comfortable or happy, but they can keep reusing them. When you've become like Nintendo, or you've become like the investors become like how they are at Nintendo or at Sony or at Microsoft as well, actually, I think. Like with Xbox and all that, they basically have become so destructive that they aren't keeping their supply. They're using it all up. They're trying to extract as much as they can before they can, but without realizing that they are destroying them, which means they have to get new ones, but eventually there won't be any new ones left. They're financial vampires. Yeah, forgotten that goodwill is important for profit. They're just lucky that most Nintendo fans are really fanatical, but that won't last forever. Yes, and a lot of them are also adults. They're also adults getting things for their children who aren't paying attention. Neither of them are paying attention. They've done really well marketing to the family audience, and that's part of the problem. That is part of their success. You don't get that with PlayStation. You don't get that with Xbox. Not to the same degree, at least. Yeah. I like that term. They're financial vampires. And it's not just gaming as well. This is a problem this is a problem with like every investment firm in the world. This is a problem with just investors, just period. This is a problem with Wall Street. This is a problem with corporations, period. They are financial vampires. It's honestly quite rare when you see a corporation that's run honestly and run with the intention of, you know, keeping goodwill. They're quite rare. And we like them. They're good. We don't hate corporations necessarily. I say we as if I'm speaking for other people, but no, I'm just Gollum. It's just that there's like 5, maybe, that actually still have goodwill. That at least pretend like they care. So, you know, fuck them. See, this is where I start sounding very communist-y. But I'm not. At all. Furthest thing from it. Maybe. I don't know. But corporations can still suck my dick. It's not even corporations, it's investors. Investors can eat a chode. Because it's like you can run a company poorly, but only investors can ruin everything. Exactly. Exactly, Arms. Not necessarily evil or bad inherently. But, yeah, in current year, they're just kind of... They're just divorced from reality, and they kind of, like... It just kind of comes with the... It comes with the territory of just having that much money. Reality is completely different for them. So I'm just saying. Never mind, I'm not saying anything more. That's a bad idea. I'm tired, boss. That's really what it comes down to. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired of the bullshit. Like, I like... Oh, I'm the Pokemon company. I'm a multi-billion-dollar company that makes millions upon millions and millions in profits every year. But that poor old server we're running is too expensive. Eat my entire ass. It's like you've got data centers like running in fucking like you've got a data center in like every major region in the United States. So you've got like 3 or 4 of them probably in the United States, and with like a couple backups and all that, right? Okay. Got a couple in Europe. You've got a couple in Asia. You got a couple in Australia, basically. And Australia tends to share Asian servers depending on what it is, right? So you've got maybe a couple facilities, and all of these little like servers are also like all of the Pokemon Bank servers are housed within all of those. I'm willing to bet. Is it really that big of a deal? Like the broom closet they're in isn't, you know, taken up by something else? You know, aren't the Guild Wars servers only a couple $100? Yep. Yep. Guild Wars 1 servers are like a couple $100 to run. And I think that's what, yearly, is it? So I don't want to fucking hear it. Like, cause there's no argument other than buy the product you already own, but digital only from the eShop again. There is no other argument from them. That is the only thing they've got. And it's not even really an argument, that's just their justification. Like, the amount of people basically buying Pokemon Home on the yearly basis is probably enough to cover Bank and Home as well, and still make a profit. In fact, you know what? I'm actually quite curious about this, like what the server costs are of Guild Wars. Let me look something up here. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, and plus, you know what? Guild Wars 1 is also making profits again, probably because of Reforged and all that. I'm not seeing any particular immediate information on like how much the server costs, so I will have to pull that information from Sam's brain at some point. But yeah, it's still ridiculous. Can you trade between other Pokemon Home users? Kind of. I think there is a trade option, but there is like a GTS. This is also where the GTS went to, is specifically in Pokemon Home. So I don't recall if there's actually like a peer-to-peer like trading system in Home. It's been a minute since I haven't re-upped my subscription in like a year. So I don't know. Can you tell I've been broke for a minute? I don't recall. I want to say there is. At the very least, I know GTS is a thing. If there is, they might have inadvertently created a black market. Yep. Might have. You know what's also crazy? Is now this will eventually be rectified. You know, with like home support and, you know, the other games being, you know, brought to home or whatever. But you're not even fucking joking about Pokemon Home Black Market or whatever, because there will be Pokemon that only have certain moves that you can only get from certain Pokemon, like that are then chain bred. Like there's like certain egg moves or certain TMs or what have you that certain Pokemon can only learn in like Gen 4 or Gen 5 or what have you. And so and they're still in the game. And so you can bring them over to Pokemon Home and then use them in competitive. There are certain Pokemon that there's a ton of Pokemon like that. And now losing access to that is about to get so much more valuable. It's kinda nuts. There are, I forget, there's a bunch of like competitive Pokemon through like, you know, you look through Smogon move lists, and there's a bunch of Pokemon that use egg moves that come from like specifically like Electabuzz got access to this move in Fire Red and Leaf Green and never again in any game again. So you bring it over to Diamond and Pearl, which you can then evolve into Electivire, and then it has this move, and now you can use this in competitive because it's a specific counter for another specific really dangerous Pokemon in the same tier list. That's gonna cease. It's already a little iffy sometimes because of like what moves are available in which games and whether or not they exist anymore, but this is going to be a whole fucking thing. Now that you're spot on with the black market thing. Technically, you will still be able to gen them in. Like, you will still be able to hack the moves in to certain Pokemon, because it will still be considered like an egg move or something, or it will get, you know, still considered legal because certain Pokemon could have this. But like, if it's like a TM move that wasn't available in any other game afterward and they didn't learn this move thereon, that's it. That's it. And like some moves that were exclusive to like game exclusive for certain Pokemon weren't even like egg moves either, so you had to actually catch them in these old games, get them this move, and then bring them all the way up. That's gonna be nuts. That's upsetting. I think, again, you will be able to gen them because I don't think home checks for like... I don't think home checks for that sort of stuff exactly. As long as it's technically a move it can learn, it should be like, yeah, that's fine. Like, it is possible for it to have this, but that's gonna get weird and wacky soon. Because there have been cases where people get disqualified from like official competitive like matches because their Pokemon had a move it's not supposed to learn because it's not from that game. They do like a pretty rigorous check. Like, why does your Heatran know Icicle Crash, for example? Just some shit I'm making up. Because it doesn't learn Icicle Crash in any of these other games. That's crazy. I'm thinking about the implications of this now, like when it comes to like specific move sets or and stuff like that. It's like there's a lot of implications to that. That basically destroys like anyone entering like a lot of competitive scenes now. They'd almost certainly have to cut off those older Pokemon configurations in order to prevent newer players from just getting annihilated. Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because they're very, like, they're more... Frankly, a lot of these things you're only going to see in, like, you know, really high-tier competitive stuff anyway. So it's not really something to be worried about. What I would argue is that it's more so the unintentional side effect of this is going to be more reinforcing of certain niches and certain metas. Because now we're going to be entering a spot where some people can no longer access the actual counter with, you know, with specific mons against other, like for example, like in Winds and Waves, they might come out with some sort of like Mega Jigglypuff bullshit. I don't know, just making shit up. But it's gonna have some ridiculous stat block that's and gonna be completely immune to everything except for this one time Charizard got fucking Sky Attack or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, the actual barrier of those, to enter those higher tiers would be higher, if not actually impossible. Yeah. Yeah. They might have to now, yeah. At least with Smogon in like Showdown, for example, like at least with Showdown, it's like just a browser-based like competitive fighting simulator. So you can basically just do whatever you want. So you can just, whether or not it's, you know, you can just create the move list. If it's legal, it's legal, you know? So there's that at least. So Smogon is kind of like the real home for Showdown anyway. Showdown is the real home for competitive anyway, is what I meant to say. But for VGC... VGC is going to be interesting. VGC is going to be really interesting, actually, if they don't bring in, like, if they do, like VGC in Winds and Waves, rather than in Champions, because Champions needs to be, like, their new, like, VGC, stronghold, is what I'll call it. Their platform for it. So if they do any sort of, like, competitive battling in Winds and Waves, that's going to get real weird without having certain mechanics. Yeah, that's... There's a lot. There's a lot. You can't transfer items. Can't really, like... Oh no, you can't really, like, transferring abilities, like, you know, exclusive abilities isn't really a thing either. I mean, there's Battle Bond Greninja, I guess, but you might be able to get that in ZA now. And Battle Bond got really, really nerfed anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. That's something worth doing. I should get another Battle Bond Greninja while I'm at it. I've already got Battle Bond Greninja, I've got like 2 of them, but I should at least do that again. Might as well. Play through the demo of Sun and Moon again, and, Oros, I think? There might be some exclusive stuff there. I know they give you, like, the Glalie or something, the Steelixite or Glalie, whichever one, in the Oros demo. I think you can get that. It's either that or you get, like, a Glalie or something. I don't remember. I haven't looked at those demos in years. I should look at that again. There's something exclusive, like the Battle Bond Greninja is exclusive to the Sun and Moon demo. I should take a look at the other one and see if it's anything worth grabbing. In fact, let's look that up right now. I have the internet and fingers. What am I guessing for? Oros demo. Special demo version. Also, they want you to play the demo every day, saying something special will happen if you do it to the release. Okay, interesting. So the Pokemon Link. This demo is rather unique in that it will allow you to transfer aspects of the demo to the main Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games once purchased. This is done through the Pokemon Leak feature of the games. The demo will allow you to send over any items you've collected throughout the playing of the demo, as well as the special Mega Evolved Pokemon that is encountered within this demo. So if there is a Steelix or Glalie, you know, because Steelix is for Japan and Glalie is for everybody else. So you do little adventures every day. So you can do little adventures every day, and it would give you a bunch of rewards. Available Pokemon post demo. Only Sun Glalie and Steelix to Mega Ruby after Sapphire, otherwise, but you can get some other ones to use. But you get these like little adventures, but when you complete the adventures, you get some items to send over. It's like heart scales, a nugget, some Pokeballs, heal balls. Not really worth doing. Okay, maybe I'll grab it for the Steelix. Oh, I guess it would be Glalie. Might as well. It could be fun. Might be a nice little, like, neat little detour to do. I think we're gonna pretty easily knock out 1,000 encounters tonight. I mean, considering we're almost at 800 in a little over 2 hours here. I think we're gonna knock that out pretty quick. I will need to head to bed here probably pretty soon, and then we'll do some more tomorrow, of course. We'll do some more tomorrow. Hopefully earlier. So I can do it longer. Yeah, but I do have somewhere I need to be on Sunday, so we may not stream on Sunday. We'll see, we'll see. I've been a little scatterbrained until today, in terms of like actually streaming. So, yeah. I was gonna do some Nightwave stuff for Warframe, but Doug, Warframe is fucking boring right now. It's been pretty buns in terms of like anything interesting to do lately. The new Nightwave is, I'm already done with this week's Nightwave. I did it like first day accidentally, and I've even done all the challenges just because I've logged in and all that, all of them, like including the dailies. And I'm like, I'm looking at the reward tiers and it's just like, what? There's nothing interesting. Like even the new fancy dancy augments, they don't, again, like they don't interest me. There's nothing going on there. No sauce. Like for the Jupiter, the shotgun mode for the Jupiter, that seems like a good one, but that one really should be an Exila slot. Dear God, why isn't it? Yeah, there's the Kim shit, but it's Kim shit. Yep. There's some Nightwave stuff apparently in the vendor for the Kim stuff, but like first I have to get through the barrier of doing some Kim stuff to unlock the shop. And I don't even, quite frankly, I don't even know how to access the new Kim stuff. I went looking for it and I didn't have the option to, so maybe I have to speak to Volt in Hollowvania proper. I don't know. Did I not hit the button there? I didn't. Okay. My bad. It's a separate tab, but I think you have to talk to Amir in the new area. Okay, so I feel like I went to the new area and he wasn't there, so I don't know, maybe I'm missing a requirement. Maybe I'm missing a requirement. My nose is driving me nuts right now. Did I accidentally just reset without actually checking? I'm an idiot. My nose is distracting me. Okay, so we'll just kind of count that as like a... we'll just... It's fine, don't worry about it. Okay. There's a bell to tap to get him there. Oh. Oops. Excuse me. Jesus. God, this makes me want to play East 10. Every time I hear this track, and it's so funny how I really must not have had a lot of East 10 tracks to throw in here because I keep getting the same ones over and over again. Like, enough to where it is memorable enough, like, that they keep coming in here. I gotta play that game again. I need to play it. I need to get the new version of it while it's still on sale. But I want to play that game. I want to play that, and I want to play Xenoblade X again. But I'm not playing Xenoblade again. I'm not playing them again until I get my Switch 2. Soon. Soon, TM. Soon. Working on it. I still need to get a physical copy of the Switch 1 version of Xenoblade 2. I never got a physical copy of it. It's gonna be expensive now, probably. I just want the box. It's the only one I'm missing. Like, I could get the box, but not actually having the fucking cartridge is kind of like, ew, you know? I want, gimme. Obviously, I can get the collector's edition, like, off of, like, eBay or something, but, like, yeah, that's a lot of money. That's pricey. What gens are on Switch currently? So generally, of Pokemon, it is technically a rehashing of Gen 1. That's, I would say, is still technically considered Gen 7. So it's Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So Gen 7, but in Kanto. Then we got Sword and Shield, which is Gen 8. Legends Arceus, which is also 8. BDSP, I believe, is also Generation 8, so Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, so the reboot remakes, not even reboot, but the really way too faithful remakes of Diamond and Pearl. So there's that. Then there's Generation 9, which is Scarlet and Violet, and Legend ZA, I suppose, kinda, sorta? Feels like its own thing, but it's mostly Scarlet and Violet, that's Gen 9, and Gen 10 is next year sometime. At some point with Winds and Waves. I might be forgetting another game, but I don't know. Everything prior to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, like from the 3DS back, no. Oh, actually, I guess there's Gen 3 technically. There is Gen 3 technically with Fire Red and Leaf Green. which does now have home support, I believe, this October, I want to say. So, soon, TM. Yeah, somehow Fire Red and Leaf Green did not ship with home support. Which is crazy. And it took 8 months to get home support, which is fucking crazy. Why did I reset again? Yeah, that seems silly. I know. This whole fucking company is silly. Ugh. Oh, that reminds me. All right, start these recordings. I have been waiting. I have been wanting to play Fire Red and Leaf Green a lot, actually. I've been waiting on doing it just because, I don't know, just haven't been looking at my, haven't been looking at my Switch at all. But I've been really wanting to go back and play Fire Red and Leaf Green because I haven't played those games probably since 2012, I want to say. So I've been really interested in doing that at some point, but honestly, this whole thing is kind of souring it. Like, now that I know that the way that they're handling it and why they're doing it the way they're doing it, kind of rude, kind of lame, kind of rude, very rude, super rude. I don't know. There it is. All right. It's gonna be shiny now. I can feel it. I haven't pushed the button yet. It's gonna be now. Okay, so I lied. Don't trust me. That's on you. Crazy pants. So I figure we should probably do some of the more annoying things first, like some of the genuinely I have no other option to farm this, I have no other option to farm this other than this way kind of stuff. So probably it would be this type Null, the partner cat Pikachu, and then I guess we would have to immediately go to Celebi, or we can wait on Celebi and do Darkrai and Shaman. Because technically I have a copy of Platinum already, like, ready to go. But I kind of want to, like, I don't know. The longer I wait on Celebi, I think the worse it's going to be. Because that's a whole playthrough. And you can fucking bet that I'm using a Master Ball on that if I have to fight that thing. Immediately. No questions, just gone. Yeetus. Like, I stick to my rule of luxury balls and all that whenever I can, but it's like, if I have... If it's one of these situations, I'm like, nope. Yeet. Master Ball. I'm not doing this. I'm not playing these games. I'm gonna need to do the same with Darkrai, honestly, I think. Darkrai is gonna suck because of Dark Void. He's just gonna have to get Master Balled. Get Master Balled, peasant! And I'd have to get another Master Ball. Which I don't think is going to be possible without trading one over. I think I can do that. We'll have to see. I know you can use... I think you can trade items, actually, with the... You know what's kind of crazy is you could actually... I think you could trade held items over from Gen 3 into Gen 4 using the PAL Park or whatever it's called. Which is basically like a discount Safari Zone type of situation. Where you trade over, like... What was it, like 6 or... I think it was like 6 Pokemon. You migrate them over... And they will have, like, I think they'll have held items. I think you can just send over Master Balls and stuff. Which is kind of dope, actually. Because I'm going to need another one for Shaman, because I'm not fucking around. I'm not fucking around with Gen 4 without my Harvest and all that sort of tech. Getting Ball Swipe is going to be a pain. Getting a good Ball Swipe Mon to, like, do that whole fucking thing with the Dark Void and the... That sounds like a pain in the ass. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Yeah, I think I'll probably stop at around 1,000 encounters tonight because I do have to head to bed at some point here soon. Which sucks because I didn't get to play any Pal World today. I want to play Pal World. I'd rather be playing Pal World than doing this, Nintendo. Fuckers. I'm on a Pal World kick, and now you've got me, like, you're pointing a handgun at me, metaphorical handgun at me, going, hey, you have 6 months. So, I have to do this. I have to do this. At least on stream. And I might have to start, well, no, I can actually kind of get away with doing some other things, like, off stream, but... Yeah, we're gonna have to do a whole Omega Ruby playthrough, I think, on stream as well. Which could be kind of fun. I just need to figure out how to do some stuff. I need to figure out some thumbnail work for that. And then I also gotta figure out how to... I gotta figure out how to handle those saves. That's gonna get interesting if I'm not careful. Spam A button until we win. Actually, it's B because it's an Xbox controller, but don't worry about that point. Don't worry about that. Okay. I think what we'll do next after this is we'll focus on Stack Attacka. Just cause, you know, Shiny Charm affected and, I don't know, feels fun, sounds fun. So we can go ahead and we can do some Stack Attacka hunting, then I guess we'll do Partner Cat Pikachu when it comes to just regular regular shiny hunting stream sort of situation. Then at some point we're gonna have to take a break, play through Crystal or something, and then, you know, go on from there. Might do some regular hunts in between, whatnot, like through Ultra Wormholes and such, but because we gotta get a lot of Ultra Beasts as well. The exact order in which everything will be dealt with is completely... It's very fluid. You know? Whatever hits my whimsy. So. Come on. Nope. I almost soft reset right there. Don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but, you know, going through the motions. Just too fast. Now I think about it, I also have to look into how to get the other, like, partner cat Pikachus. Because I think they're just QR code type stuff, but I'm not sure. Because I think they're still available in this. They might have been events, but maybe I missed them, and so whatever. But... I don't remember. I'll have to look into that. I know the one that can be shiny, is basically... I think that's just a QR code. Just gotta let it read a QR code and it should be good to go. Transferring this back over to my 3DS is going to be interesting because I don't really remember how to do this. That's going to be fun. Alright. 10 more resets, basically. Nope. Yep, fingers crossed, yeah. I think we'll be back tomorrow. I think that's what the plan is at some point tomorrow. We'll do more of this, and then we'll see if we get it then. The hunting will continue until my morale improves? I don't know. I got nothing. They got weirdly out of sync there, so... Nope. Alrighty. They should make a giant Pokemon game called Pokemon World that has all previous regions in the game and are constantly updated and have constant events. Yeah, people have been sort of asking for something like that for many, many, many years, and the closest I think we're ever gonna get is Poke MMO, which is an unofficial thing. But it has I think it has like Gen 3 through like Gen 1, Gen 3. So I think it's got like Fire Red and Leaf Green, Ruby and Sapphire, all the way up to like Black and White, I think. But it is a thing. And it's something I've been kind of interested in for a hot minute now. It's just, it's hard to kind of, I don't know. It's like a whole thing. It's got like an actual like in-game, like a multiplayer, like in-game economy and all sorts of stuff like that. Challenges. It's really interesting. Like, and it's been around for a long fucking time. And that is 1,000 encounters, and unfortunately, no type Null. So I think that is where I have to wrap it up for tonight, boys and girls. Who are we kidding? There's no such thing as a woman on the internet. Anyway, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you're watching this in the future for some reason. If you've made it this far, at least, which is bizarre. I should have done the like and subscribe thing in the beginning as well, because, you know, we had like, I don't know, like 9, 10 people in here. Yeah. 3 likes. With all those people. Shameful. Shameful. Anywho's yeah, so I think we'll be back tomorrow. I think I have to do it much earlier if I'm going to do it, so, because I have to be somewhere. I have to leave the house somewhere at like 11. It's a bit of a trip, so I think it's something like 11, but I have to be ready way before then, so just in case. But yeah, so I may or may not stream on Sunday. We shall see. Who knows? Because big day. Yeah, so I'm gonna get out of here. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, week, month, or life, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night, everybody, or good morning. You know the drill. Take care. Have a good one.